Alright, what is up you guys? So today we are making another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. Today's video is going to be inspired, or was inspired, by a video that I saw recently of a motorcycle accident. And I just thought to myself, why don't I give you guys a couple tips or things that I do myself while I ride to keep me a little safer out in the road. So we're gonna just talk about 5 things that I thought about. Obviously there's a ton more. If you guys want to add to this list on the comment section to be, helpful to others, leave it in the comment section below. But let's not waste time and get straight into it. There you go. For number 1 thing that I put down on the list here is to never lane split on the right side of a freeway. And the reason why I say that and why I do that myself is because I live here in California, right? It is legal to lane split, and for the most part you see people on motorcycles lane split on the left side, and just like everyone else in the car, they see people on the left side. So I think it's just a little safer, since people expect it at least a little more if you are lane splitting on the left side than if you are lane splitting on the right side. Hopefully that could prevent an accident or any type of close calls. I'm gonna say hi to this guy. What's up? But yeah, just try not to lane split on the right side and I think you'll be fine. Let's move on to number 2. So number 2 thing that I recommend doing to keep us just a little safer, and it goes hand in hand with the lane splitting, that is to always try to lane split at about 5 miles an hour over what the cars are doing. So you never want to lane split and go like 50 miles faster than they are, because guess what, if they try to merge or do some type of movement and you're in their way, it gives you just less time to react to whatever they just did. So personally, what I like to do is stay just about 5 miles an hour faster than what they are, so just barely going past them. So then that way it gives me a little bit more time to react if they try to switch lanes or just brake or move, or just anything like that. But let's go on to number 3. So moving on to number 3, and that is to stay on the left lane of the road, or if you're in the small one-way road, try to stay on the left side. And the reason why I say that is, for example, like this blue car that just came into the street in here, if I'm on the right side of the lane, or the right side lane, it's gonna be harder for him to see me from far away, since I am close to the curb and you're kind of blending in with the sidewalk and whatever is going on there. Whereas if you're in the center lane or closest to the left, you are more visible to them and they can see you out from a farther distance, So I think that's a pretty good one there, because it can avoid close calls or maybe even accidents. Also, one thing to note, what I personally like to do, just a little added bonus tip, what I like to do, like let's say this white car here, just to make sure they see me, I like to move my bike a little bit side to side, whenever I am a little unsure, because they see the headlight, right? They might see the headlight, but I heard somewhere that it's pretty hard for them to judge the time that you'll get to them by object that's not really moving. So what I do, I like to move the headlight just side to side, just so they can see some movement, and maybe it can help them see us, or just kind of better know where we are at and how far we are from them. So that's number 3 thing that I would recommend doing. Let's move on to number 4. So moving on to number 4 thing that I personally recommend doing to stay a little safe, that is to filter to the front of the light if there are people on the light. Just try to filter to the front whenever it is safe to do so. And I don't mean just cut someone off while they're like coming, you know, right behind the traffic, but once everybody is stopped in front of you in the side, you can make your way up to the front of the line, just because that way, if there is any drunk driver or just people who aren't paying attention behind you, it can avoid a rear end collision, possibly even death. So I think by doing that, it can help you avoid pretty bad crashes. Because let's say you're in the front of the line and there's two cars behind you, and the car way behind you gets rear-ended, it gives like a little cushion between you and the car that just hit the car behind you. So like in this case, nobody's on the right, I just make my way to the front. So the reason why I do that is, if there was an accident behind me, I guess the impact by the time it comes to me, if it does get to me, it won't be as hard as if somebody just ran into me from the back and just, you know, sends me flying across the street. But that's that's number 4 thing that I recommend doing to stay safe out in the road. Let's move on to number 5. Okay, and for the last thing that I recommend doing is always try to stay in first gear when you come to a stop sign or a red light or just anything. I recommend staying in first gear. Let me tell you why. So if you're at a red light and you see a hazard coming towards your way, if you're trying to get out of the way, you spend more time trying to put the bike in first gear and taking off than if you were already in first gear and just take off, you know? So just always staying in first gear. I personally do that for the most part, unless I have to adjust something on me, you know. But I always like to stay in first gear just in case I see any hazards coming my way. Even in the back, let's say you're checking your mirrors at a stop sign or a stoplight and you see somebody not slowing down, you can just, you know, get out of the way or just go forward, or anything you have to do to avoid the hazard. So there you go. Those are 5 things that I would recommend doing just to stay safe out in the road. Obviously there are a ton more things that I can say. I can get into that in a later video, but these are just things that I thought of real quick in my head. Like I said, it inspired me a little bit because of that accident that I saw in the video. But if you guys would like to add on to what I said, or maybe I missed something about these 5 things, you can leave it in the comment section below. I'll always look at the comments. I'm always open to being a safer rider. You know, share your guys' opinions on the comment section. If you like the video, leave a like and hit the like button, subscribe for more, and see you on the next one. Peace.